Awesome. All right, we are back. Okay, let's go back to Facebook. Okay, let's get Facebook in the building. File. Okay. Abby, do you see me on my Facebook page? And I can't. I'm not looking at you, so I would need you to speak because I don't see you at the moment. So it's there on Facebook. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Great. And great. Okay, and we're back on Instagram. Great. So we're back. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Okay. All right. Thank you, Jay. I see you as well. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, y'all. We are back. Saturday morning family. I appreciate each and every one of you. T3IP, I appreciate each and every one of you. Like I said earlier, you all are truly the wind beneath my wings. The way you all have stepped up this week and shown up and showed out, my heart is full, absolutely full. All right, so let me make sure I can see StreamYard. Let's see. All right, so we're waiting for the Instagram people to get back in the building. They'll be back here. Okay, Rashida. Hi, sis. How are you? So glad to see you here. All right, Soraya is here as well. So we see the comments coming in. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you so much. All right, let's see. While we get this restarted, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to play a video for you guys while we get this restarted. Let me go ahead and get this one started.
Hello, my name is Jimmy. I'm a 2024 MFA directing grad from DePaul University in Chicago. I've had an internship with a PBS talk show based in Chicago, and then a casting internship after that. And I loved both those experiences very much. Unfortunately, they just didn't lead to any further career. And that's why when I found this internship, I was like, this is such a great opportunity. People like me get to grow in our career and build on what we learned in school. I will get to learn from mentors like Shamika, and so do the peers that I would be with. I get to grow my contact book and work on projects in the future, hopefully help produce or maybe even direct some writers' projects, what inspires me to create, and also what unique perspective I have. I'm a 2-time stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma survivor, and this all happened in my last 2 years of high school. The movies have always been my place to escape. When I had cancer, I'd go to the movies every opportunity I had. You forget.
My name is Cynthia Chanel, and no,
what you're going through, and you're able to empathize and like love or fear. So naturally, I want to be a part of filmmaking to bring stories to other people like me. Everybody goes through this life with a lot of hardships. And if I can help those people also forget about what's going on in their lives for 2 hours, that is such a blessing and a way that I can continue to give back. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I hope to work with you soon.
my name is Cynthia Chanel, and no, I'm not a college student. I actually graduated from an HBCU in Texas called Prairie View A&M University, where I studied radio and television. I'm currently full-time with content creation and would love to learn more. I've yet to come across an all-inclusive internship. So to have this opportunity, this is amazing, especially for someone like me, senior level executive who has years of experience, who's been deemed as overqualified, who can't get back into the same area because not only am I overqualified, but the area is becoming outdated. The thing that inspires my creativity, believe it or not, is wanting to see the end result. I worked on a Doritos commercial for the Super Bowl contest, and this year I'm hoping to win. But we can do it together. What unique perspective do I bring to my creative journey? It's the love of music. When you're telling a story with pictures and you're telling a story with the movements of those photos and videos and pictures, the music has to work. It completes the project, it completes the feel of it, because music in itself is a vibe. Music in itself sets the tone. Music in itself tells a story. So that's my uniqueness. Thank you. Looking forward to speaking with you all soon.
And open up my mic. Hey, everybody. So, yes, those are just a few of the intern candidates that have reached out to be a part of the program. Just wanted you all to hear from them so that you can know, what this program means and why it's important. And yes, Bum Loves Me says the music tells the story. Yes, yes, yes. And just a little sidebar, Bum Loves Me, who is my line sister, Sunita is actually one of our sorors. So just that little extra information that she is also a member of the illustrious ladies of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. All right. So yes, I wanted you all to know just a little bit more about the program, to hear from those who have already recognized this as something that's needed. What you'll see on the screen right now is a QR code. If you would like to make a donation so that this program can offer stipends to these talented interns, right? The thing that's different about this cycle of the internship program is that we are offering and providing a paid learning experience. And the way that we're able to do that is by your donation. So we have a QR code up on the screen where you can scan that code and it will take you to Fractured Atlas. Destiny, can you get that ready so we can show them what Fractured Atlas looks like when they click on that QR code? Rashida Workman says, my sister is a Hodgkin's lymphoma survivor as well. So glad to hear that. So glad to hear that she is a survivor and doing wonderfully. But yeah, the work that we are doing here with T3IP and the space that we are creating and that we hold here is so that everybody has a space to come contribute their gifts and their talents. And there's always a unique perspective that each of the interns bring. And so yes, Jimmy is one of the interns that is actually in the program and is doing really wonderfully in the program and creating some really great art. As you saw in his video, he's already made some amazing short films, and he deserves this opportunity to continue to learn and grow in his craft. And we make that possible by receiving your donations. On the screen, you can see what it looks like when you scan that code. You go on over to Fractured Atlas, which is allowing us to make your donations tax deductible, right? So your donation, not only is it giving to a good cause, but it gives back to you in a tax deduction when you do your taxes. So please consider making a donation to the program. So today we're still trying to figure out how to keep this party rolling. We got our interns here that I would like to get up on the screen. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get them on the screen today, but just know that I have two screens. In one, I have a sea of purple just shining back at me with these beautiful faces and beautiful energy on one screen. If you tuned in last week, you got a chance to see them. But today, I want us to go ahead and just move forward with today's show. We have something really special that we've been doing over the last few weeks, maybe a month now. And it all started with this exercise I started doing back in 2023, and it was called the 300 Things List. And the 300 Things List is an exercise where you write down, you make a list of 300 things that you want to ask God for, or just 300 things that you want to experience in your life. And so for the past 2 years, we have been coming together as a Saturday morning tap-in community, and we break up that list over the course of 7 days, and we add to our list. And so something I realized after doing the list in 2023 was that I made this list. I took the time and I actually finished putting everything down on the list. But by the time I got to the end of 2024 to revisit what was on the list, I realized that there were some things that were totally in my power to make happen, but it was because I had wrote the list and I put it away and I didn't really revisit it. So what I committed to do was this year, 2025, is to keep the dream alive. And so I committed to at least one episode a month of Saturday Morning Tap In is dedicated to engaging with this 300 things list. And so about a month ago, or maybe a month and a half ago, we have started looking at the things on our list through 8 specific lenses, right? And these 8 lenses were inspired by a scripture from the Bible. Now, scripture may not be your path, right? But what this passage talks about is universal. It's something that is common to every tradition. And I'll just read what it says. And it says, whatever is true, whatever is honest, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is of good report, if there is any virtue, if there's any praise, think on these things. So that universal law that passage speaks about, it teaches us that whatever we focus on expands. Right. And so what we want to do is take the time in Saturday Morning Tap In to, at least during this time, to be very intentional about the thing that we are focusing on. Right. So today we are going to continue on that journey of looking at the things that we have on our 300 things list. Right. And we're going to pick something randomly off of our list. Okay, we'll pick something random. So I'm going to start asking you all for some numbers very shortly. And then based on that number, that'll be the thing that we focus on. And then we will also randomly pick a lens. Now, we've already done 5 of those 8 lenses. So we have 3 more lenses to explore, right? And so we'll randomly pick a lens, randomly pick an item off of our list, and that will be our journal prompt for today. So if you haven't already, go ahead and get your journal, or just get you some paper, or get another device where you can actually write on, right? And we will take this moment. And if you have not done the 300 things list, maybe you only got up to 10, maybe you got up to 100, 200, that's okay. Maybe you only have one thing, because today is your first day hearing about this exercise. And I'm here to tell y'all right now, this exercise is so powerful. When you start writing things down, you set off a chain reaction in the universe that starts to magnetically, vibrationally draw experiences to you, okay? There's something magical and miraculous about writing things down. When you write it down, things start to happen. So at the very least today, give yourself the chance to spend some time with your dreams, right? With your vision, with your goals, and engage in today's journaling prompt with us. Let me know if you're here in the chat. If this is new to you on Instagram, if this is new to you over on Facebook, if this is new to you on YouTube, write in the chat. This is new. I'm new here. Let us know if you are new here. We want to be able to greet you and welcome you to do this exercise with us if you are new here. All right, we got the scholarship Hustle 365 T3IP on Instagram. We got Raven, another T3IP. I see T3IP showing up and showing out over on Instagram. I appreciate y'all for tuning in both locations. Kelly says, Shamika just joined from the Rehoboth Beach Film Festival. Missing you. I am missing you too, Kelly. I wish I could have been there. But maybe next year I'll be able to join when I have a vehicle, so I can make sure I can get there if we have another film there. But I still want to be able to come out and support the wonderful work that is being done at Rehoboth Beach Film Festival. Kelly says, Kelly, this exercise is new to you? Oh, well, let me tell you, Kelly, buckle up, because once you do this exercise, you're going to see things start to happen. And I remember, Kelly, you did a tap in a few months ago. And just from doing the tap in, the intentions that we set, you set off a chain reaction of things that you started to experience that very day. So yes, this is just another exercise to set that magic off. Abby says, I'm new here. Yay. So glad that Abby is here. T3IP, the wind beneath my wings. Rashida sent me some stars over on Facebook. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for those stars. I appreciate you, sis. And if you all are not following Rashida Workman over on Facebook, she is doing a wonderful thing. First of all, she is my content creation buddy, where we hold each other accountable to make sure we're putting content out there consistently. And it's always good to have somebody that you can do these things with. And so Rashida is my sis that helps us do this together. But she is holding a space for those who are moms a little bit later in life. She has an amazing story and journey that she is sharing. She became a mom after 40. And so that journey has been filled with so many wonderful lessons and joyful experiences. You'll get a chance to meet her son and go on that journey. And also she's showing you how you can take that, if that is your life experience of even just being a stay-at-home mom and you're looking for a way to make some extra money. She teaches you how to do that, right? Right? Even if you're not a stay-at-home mom and you want to know how to make some extra coins, you can do that on Facebook. Follow Rashida Workman over on Facebook. She's got some really wonderful digital products and webinars to help teach you how to do that. And she's actually doing it and she's making the money. And so she is not gatekeeping. So follow Rashida over on Facebook. It's so good to see you here, sis. All right, so let's go ahead and get this party started. First things first, I'm going to need to get a bunch of numbers here. We got Mia in the building over on Instagram. T3IP is showing up, y'all. I appreciate y'all. I need that. I need we're going to need this sound bite one day. Destiny, not today. Don't go get it today. But we need that Patti LaBelle fly. You know what I'm saying? Over the rainbow, because you guys are really giving me so much life. All right, so let's go ahead and get these numbers popping so we can go ahead and get started with today's activity with these different lenses. The first, I need a number from 1 to 5. Give me a number from 1 to 5. Coming up after that, we'll need a number from 1 to 10. I know that sounds like 1 to 5, but I promise you it's for something different. So go ahead. Let's get those numbers coming in. Put them in the chat on Instagram. Put them in the chat on Facebook. All right. So we've got 1 to 5. We got number 2. So 1 to 10. Next up is 11 to 50. Go ahead. What's up, Janata Jones? Welcome. K Butterfly. Y'all are tuning in just in time. All right. 1 to 10. Give me a number 1 to 10 and then 11 to 50. Go ahead. Put those numbers in the chat. All right. We got 8. So 11 to 50 coming up next. 51 to 100. After that, 101 to 175. Go ahead and keep those numbers coming. 11 to 50, 51 to 100, 101 to 175. All right, we got 48. So 11 to 50 is good. 51 to 100, 101 to 175, and then 176 to 250. Put those numbers. All right. We got 163. We still need a number 51 to 100. And we still need a number 176 to 250. And then closing out, we need a number between 251 and 300. All right. We got 98 for 51 to 100 coming from Janata. All right. Kelly, give me a number 251 to 300 from you. I would love to get that number from you. Also, we're going to go ahead and take that 119 as well from Kelly. All right. Give me some more numbers. 234. Thank you so much. 251 to 300 coming in from Kelly. We're waiting for you. We'll take that whenever we have it. All right. And I know there's like a slight lag and that is okay. All right. And let me see what's happening over here on YouTube. Awesome. Bum loves me. Bum loves me. Give me a number. Let's see, 76. All right, we're gonna add you to that group right there. Got you. Got you. I didn't have it up on I didn't have YouTube. It was blocked on my screen by another browser tab, but I got you now, Sandy. I got you now. Awesome. Let's see. Kelly 275. Got it. All right. So we have all of our numbers. Destiny, please write down these numbers. Let me know if you are ready. 8. 48, 98, 76, 163, 119, 234, and 275. Let me know if you need those numbers again, Destiny. Feel free to speak in the Zoom and let me know if you need those numbers again. Do. All right. And if you got them, say got it in the Zoom so I can know you got it. Okay, very good. All right, so don't put those numbers up just yet. We'll need those numbers a little later. So great. So we got those numbers. Fantastic. So we are going to go ahead and just, for those who are new here, especially those who may not have joined us in previous episodes of the 8 spiritual or universal lenses that we are looking at our goals and our dreams through. Let's just do a recap. And I would love to see some participation on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube as we go through what those 8 lenses are. So we'll do a recap on what those 8 lenses are. I'll let you know which one we'll be doing today. And then we will have a moment to do a breathing exercise, something that I love to do just to help us get grounded and get settled. And then we will move into our journaling activation. And that will be our wrap up for today's Saturday morning tap in. All right. So first things first, the first spiritual lens, right? We said whatever is true. So when we are looking through the spiritual lens or the universal lens of true, right? We're looking at it and we're writing down our vision or our dream. And somebody put true in the comments on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram, right? Let me know that you're keeping up. True is that first lens, right? When we are scripting through a lens of true, we're writing it out as if it already exists, right? So we're writing it out in the present tense or the past tense, right? It's already true. How do you want it to exist, right? What would you want to be true in this situation? The second lens, yes, the second lens is honest. Honest, that's the second lens. When we are looking at our goals through the lens of honest, it is about us being honest with ourselves, really daring to admit what it is that we really want, right? We're not watering it down. We're not playing small, right? We're daring to be the full version of ourselves, right? Honesty means writing boldly and without apology, right? If you were really honest with yourself, right? What would you ask for? Bum loves me. If you were really honest with yourself, what would you ask for when it comes to your dreams, right? Right? The third lens is just. The third lens is just. When we're looking through the lens of just, we're saying, what is a balanced and fair outcome that aligns with the harmony of everyone involved, right? That's what we're looking at, Kelly, when we're looking through the lens of just, right? So if we're saying, how is this a solution that uplifts everyone? What would be fair? What would a balanced outcome look like? That, right? Write yourself experiencing that harmony, right? That's what that looks like, right? The fourth lens is pure. Somebody put pure in the chat. When we're looking at our goals and our dreams through a lens of pure, we're saying, what is the purest intention I could hold for this thing on my list, right? You would write down your dream in the most clear and joyful form, right? Also, when we're looking at our dreams or our visions or our goals, we're making sure that what we're looking at is not cluttered with fear or doubt. We're purely writing out the essence of what we want. When we're looking through the lens, the fifth lens is a lens of lovely, right? When we're writing out our lens, Nella, welcome, who's just joining us. When we're writing out and scripting through a lens of loveliness, that's a moment when we're starting to feel with it, right? How do we delight in that thing that's on our list, right? What does it feel like when we see things that are beautiful, right? Or when we see things that bring us joy? There's a feeling that gets turned on. We start to smile, or we may feel warm feelings on the inside, right? So when we're scripting through the lens of loveliness, we're writing about how good life feels when our desire unfolds, right? Just me thinking about that right now, and I think about some things on my list, I can feel the hairs on my arms lifting up. I can feel the excitement, just in my body, right? Describe, what does it feel like when your dream is unfolding in a beautiful and delightful way? Thank you, Nella. I appreciate you. The sixth lens is good report. Now, this is about the story that you want to tell when it is all said and done. When that thing on your 300 things list has happened, what is that story you want to tell when it is all said and done? What is the good news that you will report, right? The good news version of your experience. So you want to think about it as if someone shared good news about you or about that vision, or if you shared that good news, what would you say? What would they say? Write the report that you want to give after your dream comes true. The seventh lens is virtue. Virtue is about your inner character, right? Virtue is about excellence, strength of character. When we're scripting through the lens of virtue, we are writing ourselves into the highest quality of who we need to be in order to experience that. I really love scripting virtue because that's the way that I start to do that inner subconscious work, right? I start scripting out new habits that I want to give birth to, right? There are certain habits that you need to have. Like when I think about being a series regular on a hit show, right? I'm working at least 5 days a week, sometimes 12 hours a day. So I need to have the inner habits to be able to sustain that, right? If you want to have a new home, there are habits that you need to sustain. You need to have the financial habits, right? So maybe the virtue is I have started to save my money. I spend my money wisely. Or maybe the virtue is I started going out looking for houses, looking at neighborhoods, right? I have the habit of where now I keep my home neat and in order, right? Some of us, oh Lord, who are you talking about, Shamika? Some of us are looking for a new house, and the house that we have right now is in shambles. Okay, right? We have clutter in our house. If you're looking to bring about a new home in your experience, but what you're living in right now is full of clutter, I'm here to tell you that's getting in the way. All right. So you could write down, who do you need to be in order to bring that new house? I am now organized. Everything in my house is in its place, right? I take care of my home. Okay. That's a little bit of a little transparency for me. I'm going to clean up that mess I see over there, right? As I am bringing into expression my new home. And then the eighth lens that we're looking at is through a lens of praise. What is the gratitude? What is celebration? What is Thanksgiving? When we are scripting here, we're imagining the joy of already having it. This is another one of those lenses that starts to stir up and turn on a feeling in us. And for those of you who may be familiar with the law of attraction, right? The Secret. Remember The Secret when that movie came out? And one of the things that The Secret really hit on was that it wasn't just enough to say these things that you want, right? Or to write them down. The secret was the feeling. That was the secret. The secret was having the feeling, allowing the things that you see in your mind to turn on a feeling within you, right? To stir up that vibration that starts to make you a vibrational match for your good, and it starts to be drawn to you, right? So when we are thinking about praise or gratitude or celebration or Thanksgiving, right? You're writing down your goal or your desire as if it came true, right? Write down a scene where you're celebrating or giving thanks because it has already happened to you. So those are the 8 spiritual lenses. Okay. Hey, Reverend Andrea, it's so good to see you tapping in today. So glad to see you tapping in and tuning in. So glad to see you here. All right. So those are the 8 spiritual lenses, or the 8 universal lenses, or the 8 focal points when we're looking at the things that we want to bring into expression. I believe everybody here has a dream, right? And I know that's true because I draw to me other people who are like me. And I know the space that I hold. I hold the space to inspire those who have a dream, who have a vision. So these are ways that you can engage with that dream that you're trying to figure out how to get it into the earth, into expression. It's in your mind, but now you want to feel it and experience it. And so those 8 lenses and using them with scripting is how we do it. So today we're going to find out which lens we're going to be using today, right? So far we've already done pure, we've already done love, we've already done just, we've already done good report, and we already did praise. So the 3 that we have to choose from, it's going to either be virtue, it's going to either be true, or it's either going to be honest. And we will reveal that after we get ready, after we do this breathing exercise. Okay. So, and the reason why we're going to do this breathing exercise is I want us to have a moment just to center ourselves in this moment together collectively and to relax. Because in this place of relaxation, it allows us to hear from that still small voice within us, right? It allows us to open up to hearing something new, and just to get in touch with our body and to be present in this moment together. And so what we are about to do is something that I love to do. It's called box breathing. And so box breathing is when you breathe in for a count of 4, you hold it for a count of 4, and then you exhale for a count of 4. And then you hold it before you inhale for a count of 4. And so you repeat that for 4 times. And box breathing is a really wonderful exercise to do when you may be feeling anxious, you may have a lot going on. It's something really quickly that you can do to help bring you present, to really center yourself. And so it's really great to have these tools that you have practiced so that when you are in the thick of it, you can say, hold on, let me just take a moment. Let me go step outside. Let me go sit in my car, or let me just have this moment at my desk and do a couple of rounds of box breathing. So stand by. Let me get this queued up so that we all can do it. I got to get it queued up for us here in Saturday Morning Tap-In. And I want to make sure it's queued up for the interns on the Zoom. So give me 1 second to see how we are doing. Oh, wow. We're doing pretty good. Awesome. Doing pretty good with the time. All right. Destiny has it queued up over there for us on Facebook. All right. Hold for 1 second. Don't play it just yet. Let me get this queued up over here for Zoom. Let's get this queued up over here for Zoom for T3IP. And if you're, T3IP, how many of you, and I'm looking at the Zoom, who's not watching it on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram? Because that way you all can watch the box breathing. If you can watch it on YouTube, Facebook, and probably just go to YouTube and watch it there so that I only have to share this video in one location. I think that would make it a lot simpler for us here. Awesome. I appreciate y'all. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. So the box breathing. So you can either do this with your eyes open or with your eyes closed. You will hear the signals for the inhale and the exhale. And don't worry, there's no right or wrong way to do it. And if this is your first time doing it, hey, Mo Brown Sugar, if this is your first time doing it, let it be your first time. There's no right or wrong way. Let it be something new and bring that new mind to it. All right, Destiny, let's go ahead and get the video started. All right, so we have the video on the screen. Fantastic. And we will begin shortly. So allow yourself to relax, whether you're watching on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. We begin. Sorry about that. Can you guys hear me now on YouTube? Great. So staying in this place of openness, let us look at the lens that we will be examining today. Today's lens is honest. We will be looking at our dream, our goal, through the lens of honesty. Destiny, go ahead and put those numbers up on the screen for those who did do the 300 things list. No matter how far you got up to, feel free to pick a random number on the screen and find a corresponding item on your 300 things list. If this is your first time doing it and today you just wrote down something for today, you already have the thing that you're going to focus on. Okay, and so let me go ahead and get our journal prompt up on the screen for us. We're looking at it through the lens of honest, right? And remembering that when we're looking at it through the lens of honesty, we're saying, if I were fully honest with myself, what would I ask for as it relates to the thing that you wrote down, right? You could also journal from the prompt of writing a scene where you are living fully aligned with your honest desire, okay? So I'm going to put the journal prompt up on the screen. And once I put it up on the screen, what we do here for Saturday Morning Tap In, we make sure that we journal for 10 minutes and 10 seconds. Even if you say, I don't know what to write, and you write that over and over, what will happen? You will find that something will come to you, okay? So I am starting the timer. I hope that you have something that you are going to engage with, all right? And the timer has begun. We are journaling. 10 minutes, 8 seconds left to go. We are journaling. So let me pick a number off the list. All right. And I'm going to pick that number. I got a number. I'm picking 163. All right, Destiny, go ahead and put the journal prompt. I'll do it. I got it right here, actually. The journal prompt is on the screen. We are journaling. So let's see what my 163 is. Wow. Okay, then. I guess that's what I wrote down. Here we go. We are journaling. Through the lens of honest and honesty. We are journaling. Welcome to those who are just now joining us on Instagram or on Facebook or YouTube. We are journaling through the lens of honesty. We are journaling through the lens of honesty. Six minutes, 10 seconds to go. We are journaling. And there's no right or wrong way to journal. Just let it flow. Even if you start writing about something else. Welcome, Ashley Nicole. We are journaling. Three minutes, 24 seconds to go. 1 minute, 42 seconds to go. We are journaling. And let's start wrapping it up. We've got 50 seconds to go. And there it is. We just journaled for 10 minutes and 10 seconds. We just took time to make space for our vision or our dream, right? So many times we are so busy going through our lives that we have these dreams. We don't just take time to spend time with it, to get intimate with our dreams, to really look into ourselves, right? Into me see. To look into what it is that we really desire. And so that's what Saturday Morning Tap In is about. It's about making that time and that space for what you want, for your greatness, to bring it out. All right. And so I want to thank you all so much for tuning into today's Saturday Morning Tap In, for hanging with us through as we're trying to figure out how to bring the T3IP program with Saturday Morning Tap In. How do we make it all fit together? So thank you all for being on this journey with us for today's show. As I do every episode, I share what I've written in my journal, right? I share it because I want you to know that journaling doesn't have to be perfect. It's just an opportunity for you to allow your stream of consciousness to get down on the page, right? And then I want to hear from you. If something came up for you today, right? If you had an aha moment, it would be so wonderful for you to share it in the chat, right? We'd love to hear from you. I love looking at the comments that come in when people watch the recording, so I can know how the Saturday Morning Tap In is helping you, how it is blessing your life, and what you're getting out of it. And if you got something out of today's Tap In, or something that when you were doing your journaling exercise, did you have a new idea? Feel free to share that. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to share that. So with that being said, I'll give you all a moment to put it into the chat, because I know that it takes a second. There's a lag on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So I'll get the party started and do what I do every Saturday Morning Tap In. And this is what I wrote. So y'all, my number, I chose number 163. And I don't know why. Every time I share off my list, I'm always just like, I feel like I'm just being so vulnerable and letting you guys in on like my dreams, which are so special to me, but I just feel so vulnerable. But 163 is to open a studio for content creation. That's what I wrote down, right? I had to write down 300 things, and that was one of the things, right? If I could ask for any and everything, I wrote that down. Okay. And so this is what I wrote from today's journal prompt, looking at it through the lens of honesty. Living fully aligned with this means that I am having a lot of fun, having a studio that I go to create not just social media content, but to create the short films, the scripted, serialized content. If I am being honest here, My content studio is also a revenue stream where I am able to rent it out to other content creators. And this studio started out small, but it became a franchise, and that I have one in Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Brooklyn. So I am able to provide opportunities for those from the places where I grew up: creativity, joy, fun, laughter, healing art. And I love going into my office that is located at the studio. It's easy to go from the office to the studio. It's like my very own mini studios, manageable for me and my team. It's like an amazing laboratory for artistry. We don't wait, we create. Okay, y'all, that's what I wrote. That's what I journaled, y'all. That was my moment. Okay, thank you very much, Destiny. I love a soundbite. I love a soundbite. Thank you so much for that. Let's see what we have from those tapping in. Bum Loves Me says, all right, her number 76 was to have a good bond with her son. And she wrote, prosperous. He shares his life with me, his father and his sister. He has created things he always dreamed of. He spreads the good news. He's made an impact. That is what Bum Loves Me wrote from her journal prompt today. That was beautiful, Sans Toyette. I stand in agreement with you. Abby wrote, I realized that I'm living my dream. I had wished living the way I am now when I was young, and now they are doing it. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Thank you so much for sharing that, Abby. Reverend Andrea Graham says, the aha moment is that it is time to really get intimate with my dreams. Thank you for this moment to revisit the love and realize that the love and release, yes, the love and the release that comes from journaling. Thank you so much, Reverend Andrea, for tapping in today and sharing that. Okay, so I want to thank everybody here for tapping in today. So what we love to do on a Saturday morning tap-in is, right, we like to set some intention. So today's intention is all about honesty. So we just take a moment to center ourselves and come together collectively. We open ourselves to set the intention that as we go through today, this weekend, this week, to make room to be honest with ourselves about what we really desire. May we go through this time not playing small, but being full out unapologetically who we came into this world to be. May we hold that space not just for ourselves, but for others that we encounter today, this weekend, or this week. And we just set the intention for honesty in terms of how we live our lives authentically, that we set a space and set the intention for more honesty and authenticity in all that we do. And we release this intention knowing that it is so, and so it is. All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for tapping in. I will see you all next weekend, next Saturday, 9:30 Eastern time on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram for Saturday morning tap in. All right. This has been another amazing tap in. I appreciate you all. Bye for now. Don't forget, go out there and expect something good because you deserve it. All right. I'll see you all next Saturday. Bye for now.